Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Sun Devil Learning Labs. This episode is kindergarten math. I will be your teacher for today. My name is Miss Kopp. I'm so happy to be joining you guys. Today we're going to be talking about math foundation. So that means, what are those skills that you guys as kindergartners need to know to become really amazing students in the future? So things like, can you count? Do you know your shapes? Do you know your colors? So those are all things that we will be working on today and through the rest of this series. So like I said, my name is Miss Kopp. That's K-O-P-P. That's me. And today is week 6, day 5 of this Sun Devil Learning Labs program. So if you're returning, thank you so much for joining us again. If this is your first time tuning in, then we are so happy to have you. We follow a regular routine, so you will definitely catch on very quickly to how our program goes. So with that, let's dive in. Today, we have our agenda over here in the green box. Our agenda, that means what's on our schedule today? What are we doing today during this lesson? So first, we're going to do a little bit of number work. We're going to talk about our tripod grip, about how we hold what we write with. And then we're going to do our read aloud for today, which is a book called How Does Your Salad Grow? And then we're going to play a little game that goes along with that book called Help or Hurt. And as always, I will have some practice for you to do at home of ways you can make these skills even better and even stronger. Over here in this yellow box, we have our materials. Materials, that means what will you need to get through this lesson with me today? What tools will you need? So these materials you'll only need if you want to practice writing your number of the day. So our number of the day today is the number 10. It's a big 10 day. So if you want to practice writing 10 with us, you will need something to write with, like a crayon, a pencil, or a marker. You will also need something to write on, like a piece of paper. Maybe it's some cardboard out of the recycling. Maybe it's a whiteboard. Whatever you have is perfect. And then I like to hang my paper vertically when I write. I like to hang it vertically instead of writing horizontally. So if you want to do that and copy me how I write, you'll need a little piece of tape or maybe a thumbtack or some way to hang your paper up vertically. So those are our materials for today. Now we're going to talk about standards. That's just a fancy word for what do the people in charge think that you guys as kindergartners need to know? So these are those skills that we're going to be working on today. Do we know our numbers? Can we write our numbers? And then can we use categories? Do we know how to sort things? Can we see what's the same and what's different about different objects? So those are all just a little preview, a little sneak peek at what we're going to be working on today. So as always, we have our warm up here, which is our number line, Number lines are really important because they help us see our numbers. A lot of the time we're just thinking about numbers, which can make it kind of hard to figure out. But when we're actually able to see our numbers, for some people, this makes it much easier to figure out what we're talking about. So our number line, just like how we read a book, we read our number line starting on the left and moving over to the right, So to read our number line, we're going to start over here at 0, which is on the left, and we're going to read and count up all the way to 10. So if you can count to 10, go ahead and count with me. Say it out loud, and we'll read it together. If you don't know how to count to 10 yet, that's totally fine. Just follow along with the video. Maybe rewind it a few times so you get a little more familiar with the counting, or just keep tuning back into our episodes, and you will definitely get the hang of it very soon. So with that, let's begin. Let's start reading over here at 0. Go ahead and count with me. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So like we said, 10 is our number of the day today. So this is the number we're going to be really talking about a bunch today, is the number 10. So here it is for you in some really big font so you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is the number 10. So as always, we're going to practice writing our number 10 first. So to write our number 10, we need to talk about our tripod grip. That means how do we hold what we're writing with? So to get ready for doing this tripod grip, I like to do a little finger and hands warm up to get our hands and our fingers thinking about what they're going to be doing and the work that they need to do. So to do that warm up, we are going to take the tip of each finger and touch it to your thumb, one at a time. So it looks like this: pointer finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger. Pointer, middle, ring, pinky. Pointer, middle, ring, pinky. So you just keep doing that as many times as you want. You can pause the video if you want to take a little more time to do it than what I do, and practice for as long as you would like doing that finger warm up. You can try to do it a little bit faster, try to go as fast as you can, maybe try to go backwards and start at your pinky instead of starting at your pointer and work your way back that way. Or maybe you want to try doing it with both hands at the same time, a little extra challenge. Even I can barely do that. So that would be some really good practice for getting your hands and your fingers thinking and ready for holding your writing utensil. So I'm at home. Unfortunately, I'm not in my classroom, so I don't have my crayons or my markers. I only have these like colorful pens that I use while I'm at home. So today, when I'm showing you how to hold what we're writing with, I'm going to be showing you on one of my pens. Maybe you are using a crayon, maybe you're using a marker, maybe you're using a colored pencil. That's perfect. Whatever you have is totally awesome, as long as we are practicing how to hold it. So for how to hold it, we are going to take your pointer finger and your thumb. We're going to pinch. You're going to pinch the bottom end of whatever you're using. So like I said, maybe it's a marker, maybe it's a crayon, whatever you have, you're going to pinch the bottom end. So it looks like this. You're pinching, just using those two fingers, pinching that bottom end. Then last thing you need to do, take that middle finger, slide it underneath. Whatever you're holding, just slide it underneath. So your marker is sort of resting on top of that middle finger. And that, my friends, is your tripod grip. That's how we hold things that we're going to write with. We're only touching it with 3 fingers. You see, 1, 2, 3. We're only using 3 fingers to hold this for the tripod grip. So now when we're practicing writing our numbers, writing the number 10, we need to be using that grip when we're doing it. It will help us become much better writers. So that is really, really great. So let's look at the instructions of how to write the number 10. So now is the time, if you have that piece of paper and you want to hang it up vertically, like I'm going to hang my paper up vertically with some tape. Now is the time to do that. You can pause the video if you need a little more time to get that ready. So I'm just going to take a small little square of tape. You do not need a lot of tape, just a little bit. And I am going to hang my piece of paper up here for us. This is the same paper I've been using for our last couple of days of lessons. I'm trying to recycle, so you see that we have the number 8 and the number 9 written upside down there. That's because I use this paper for other days of lessons. So you're seeing it used again here today. So we're going to talk about how to write the number 10. So as always, I have a little rhyme for us of how to remember how to write the number 10. It says, straight line down, then around with a grin. That's how you make the number 10. So it's pretty easy to do the number 10. Straight line down, and then around. So only really 2 steps to making our number 10. So on our own pieces of paper, let's try to make that number 10. So remember, we're using that tripod grip. Whatever you're writing with, you're pinching and then sliding your middle finger under. That is our tripod grip for writing our number 10. So our rhyme says straight line down. So let's start at the top. We make straight line down. That's our 1. That's the 1 of the 10. And now around. Start at the top and go around. There you have it, kids. That's a 10. We did it. So let's try doing it a few more times. So first you start at the top, straight line down, and then around. That's how you make a 10. So if you would like to practice this a little bit more, pause the video here and take some time to practice that straight line down, and then around. You can do it as many times as you'd like. I know it's really good to get some extra practice. So you can pause the video right here so you can see this 10, or you can pause the video right here so that you can see this picture with the arrows of how to do it and the little rhyme over here for you as well. So that's how we make the number 10. Now that we've talked about how to write the number 10, I want to talk about the different ways that we can see the number 10. So there's quite a few ways. We have been using this chart for a few lessons now, so I hope you're starting to feel a little more familiar with it now. Over here in the center, you see the number 10, just like we had just written it, the number 10. That's wonderful, so we know what we're talking about. Up here is our 10 frame, Remember, we use this a lot in kindergarten. It's these 10 white boxes, and we fill the boxes to show a number. So there's 10 boxes. We filled every box. So there's 10 items. You can count them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10. If we wanted to write the word 10, if we wanted to use letters to write 10, this is how we would spell it. T-E-N, 10. Down here, we talk about our tally marks. So we use tally marks to keep track of things that are happening really quickly. So tally marks down here, we had been talking about how when there's a group of 5, you see that diagonal slash through it, that diagonal line. That says, we're a group of 5, we don't want any more. We're a group of 5, no more, right? So here we have 2 groups of 5. Here's 5, and here's 5. So when we put those groups together, when we count them all, let's see how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10 tally marks. Down here, as always, I like to have little pictures of different numbers of things in here. So there are 10 bowling pins in this picture. Let's count them and make sure there are 10 here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's our 10 bowling pins. So that's our number of the day today, is the number 10. If we're showing it on our hands, this is what 10 would look like. The number of the day today is 10. So we will have a new number of the day today coming back for you on week 7, day 1. So tune back in for those episodes. We'll see what number we start with that day now that we've made it all the way to 10. So we made it through our number warm-up. Now it's time for our read aloud. Remember, our story we're reading today is called How Does Your Salad Grow? So this book is following our plant theme we've had all week of how do plants grow? What's the deal with plants? How do they work, you know? So how does your salad grow? And the author of this book, the woman who wrote it, is called Francie Alexander. So thank you, Francie, for writing How Does Your Salad Grow? How does your salad grow? My salad grows in a garden, day by day and row by row. So here she is walking through her garden. It looks like she's walking through 2 rows right now. So here's maybe a little picture of what those rows look like and the different vegetables they have growing in those rows. I see some carrots, some tomatoes, maybe some turnips. So she's growing a lot of stuff in that garden. My plant starts with a seed. What does the seed need? So here she is planting seeds. Here he is planting seeds. And look, you can plant them right into soil like he's doing, right into the ground. Or sometimes we use pots to keep plants separate from each other so we know which is which. So this big orange thing is the pot. It's filled with soil. And in the middle of that soil is the seed. So seed, soil, pot. My plant needs water. My plant needs sun. My plant is growing. This is fun. So remember that seed she just planted in that pot right here. We planted the seed, then it got some sun and some water and it's growing. Here's that same pot with a plant growing out of it from where that seed was. So here, this is called the roots. This is where the plant gets its food from. This is the stem and the leaf. So there's a lot going on with these plants, isn't there? This garden has many plants that are good to eat. Grow plants grow so that we will have our treat. So here you can see the plants, they're getting their water and their sunshine that they need to grow. It looks like she's got her watering can here as well. Oops, I stopped sharing our book for a moment. Let me get it back here. There we go. This garden has many plants that are good to eat. Grow plants grow so that we will have our treat. So we said she's got her watering can over here. She's making sure those plants get all the water that they need to grow into big vegetables. These are ready to go. We saw our vegetables grow day by day, all in a row. So there they are picking some of their vegetables. He's picking those carrots. It looks like they've got some tomatoes there. So they were able to grow those and now they're big enough that it's time to pick those vegetables. So here we can see it says step 1, put seeds in a pot. Step 2, watch your plants grow. Step 3, transfer plants to a bigger pot. Move the pot outside when it gets warm. So they've got a little calendar here kind of showing us when we should do which step, right? Carrots, tomatoes, lettuce, and more. You can grow your own vegetables or buy them at the store. So it looks like they grow their own vegetables. He's got a big basket there of vegetables they must have harvested from that garden right behind him. Time to make the salad now. Let's look in a book and find out how. So this book is called Cookbook for Kids, and they've got a picture of the salad on the front, so I bet they got some good salad recipes in there. This is the part I like best. Dad has to chop, and I do the rest. Oh, so his dad is chopping up all the vegetables they found to make it into a salad for them. Make your own salad. Easy salad recipe. Take the vegetables, wash, tear, chop. You need a grown-up for this. Dress, put on salad dressing, and mix. Those are the steps to an easy salad recipe. Now let's eat. So now it looks like she's got her salad all made. The vegetables are chopped and she says, I am ready. Let's eat. So my friends, that's how they made their salad. Today we are going to see what we could do to help those vegetables grow, or if it would hurt those vegetables and keep them from growing. So all week long we've been talking about seeds and the things that they need to grow into big strong plants. So today, like I said, we're going to play a game where we decide if something will help the plant grow or if it's going to stop the plant from growing, if it's bad for the plant. So let's dive in. Let's see what I'm talking about here. So this big chart, this couple of pictures we're looking at, let's walk through it. Over here, this is some chemicals. So we know that our plants need water, like in this picture, right? Our plants drink water. Do our plants drink chemicals? We'll think about that a little bit more. Looks like maybe they're harvesting. Okay, so let's see which one's first. So the first thing we're going to decide if it hurts or helps our plants is this chemicals. What do you think? If we know that a plant needs water and sun to become big and strong, do you think some random chemicals will help the plant, or will they hurt the plant? Chemicals like things we use to clean, things we use to stay healthy and safe, but are they water? hurt. I think those chemicals would hurt the plants. Those chemicals would not help those plants grow because we know it's water and sunshine that helps plants grow. Not some random colored stuff. It's the water that helps. So next, what about tending our garden? When people take care of a garden, it's called tending. When they pick weeds and when they pull the plants when they're full, this is called tending a garden. Do you think that tending a garden would help or hurt plants to grow big and strong? Tending a garden, would that help or hurt? Pause the video and think about it for a second. Go ahead and say out loud. What do you think? Would it help or hurt? I think tending a garden would help the plants because they're making sure they pull out the weeds. Like we talked about, weeds steal plants' food from them. So it's good to pull out the weeds from our gardens. It's good to pick the plants when they're fully grown, when the vegetables are ready to be picked. That helps the plant get ready to grow more vegetables. So let's see what else we have. Oh, running. Do you think that running through the plants would help or hurt the plants? If you were running through the plants and stepping on them, would it help the plant to grow or would it hurt the plant and stop it from growing? If you're running through it, go ahead and say it out loud. What do you think and why? I think running would hurt the plants. If you're stepping on top of the plants and squishing them while you're running, while your shoes are going, it's not going to help the plants grow big and strong. If anything, it's going to really hurt the plants to run through them and run on top of them, right? That's why in our picture, we saw their plants were in rows so that there was plenty of places to walk in between the rows so they're not walking on the plants, right? So running through plants would hurt them, definitely. What about watering the plants? Would watering the plants help or hurt the plants? Go ahead and say out loud. Do you think watering the plant would help it or hurt the plant? You can pause the video if you want to talk about it for a little bit. I think watering would help the plants. We know that the plants only need two things really to make them grow big and strong, right? Plants need water and they need sunshine. So if we're giving them the water, then we are helping them grow into big, strong plants. Now let's see, what about this one? This is saying no water. When you see this big red circle with the line through it, that means no, none of this. So if we're saying no water, we are not gonna water those plants. What do you think? Would that help or would that hurt our plants if we didn't water them? Go ahead and say it out loud. Would it help or hurt the plants if we didn't water them? I think it would hurt our plants because, like we said, our plants need water and sunshine. So maybe it would rain and the plants would be okay, but we never know if it's going to rain for sure or not. So that's why we water them, to make sure that those plants get water. Now this last one, what about sunshine? Would a nice big open field of sunshine help a plant or hurt a plant? Help or hurt? Say it out loud. I think sunshine would help our plant because sunshine is plants' food. That's what plants eat. Isn't that weird? Plants eat sunshine, but they really do. That's what helps them grow big and grow those vegetables that we eat and enjoy. So sunshine would help our plants. So thank you, my friends, for helping us figure out what should we do in our garden and what we shouldn't do in our garden, right? We should tend our garden and we should water our garden and make sure there's sunshine. We should not pour random chemicals in there. We shouldn't feed it something other than water. We shouldn't not give it water, right? We need to give it water. We shouldn't run through it. No, we shouldn't run through our gardens. So as always, I have some different ways for us to practice these skills at home. I'm going to take a sip of water. My throat is a little dry. Way better. Okay. So we have some different ways to practice at home. We're going to practice sorting and categorizing. So this first activity, you can screenshot it and print it if you would like to do it that way. It's a sorting activity where you have to decide where each of these items belongs. So does the item belong in a library? Does it belong in a school? Or does it belong in a grocery store? For example, scissors. Where do you think scissors belong? A library, a school, or a grocery store? I would say scissors belong in a school. So once you find where each of these objects belongs, then you'll count the number of objects that are in this category. So maybe you have 2 objects, maybe, excuse me, you have 3 objects. Who knows? We'll have to solve it first so that we can then count it afterwards. So like I said, feel free to screenshot this page and print it out. You can cut up these items so that they're ready to be sorted and stuck onto this page, which you can also screenshot and print out. Oh, I feel a sneeze coming. Excuse me, bless me. So that is our first activity for sorting. Our second activity for sorting is a little bit more challenging. It's a little bit harder because this first activity, we chose the categories for you, right? I decided to say these items can go in a library or a school or a grocery store. But for our second activity, you get to decide what the categories are. So circle the things that belong to one group and underline the things that belong to the other group. Then tell an adult why the items in each group belong together. So you get to decide which items belong together and why do you think they belong together. So that's our second activity to work on sorting. So like I said, feel free to screenshot and print any of these pages or pause the video and just work through the activity in your head. That's perfectly fine as well. I really hope you guys have enjoyed these plant-themed lessons that we've had going all week. I know that this has been one of my favorite weeks of lessons we've been doing for Sun Devil Learning Labs. So that's the end of our week 6. We've already gotten through this whole week, so amazing job, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I've had a lot of fun teaching you. Tune back in for week 7. Our theme for week 7 is going to be talking about staying healthy and staying fit. So some really, really important information is going to be in there and some really fun games and read-alongs. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. It's been awesome. My name is Miss Kopp. That's Kopp. I will be back here with week 7. Until I see you again, stay safe and practice those math skills.